Hey guys, Beats here, and it's about time that I actually make a video about this franchise. Though I didn't actually expected it to be about this subject. Now you see the title, you are probably wondering, what am I talking about here? Well, before I start, I just want to make it clear that this isn't supposed to be a defense on Classic Sonic being on Forces. To be honest, I actually don't really like Classic Sonic in Forces. In fact, that's actually one of my least favorite aspects about the game. Well, okay, to be fair, there are more bigger problems about the game, but you know, I'm not here to rant about the game. Millions of other people already did that. But what I'm here to do is to explain how Classic Sonic's existence somewhat makes sense in Forces. Now I had this inspiration to do this video thanks to the confusion people had with Classic Sonic's existence in Forces, since it is implied that this is the same Classic Sonic from Generations, even though in the game it is said,
"You're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?"
But later on it is pretty much implied thanks to this little line Sonic says, that it is the same Sonic in Generations.
It's been generations since I seen you. You okay?
Now, people have been very confused about this and saying how is this even possible, first of all, since this should be Sonic from the past, not from another universe, right? How can this make sense? Well, it's actually not really that hard to explain. But first we must go back to Generations, all the way in the beginning of the game, where Classic Sonic was running around in Green Hill until he was plucked out of his own time and pretty much taken to the present in Sonic Generations. And then we go to the ending, where he is brought back to the point in time where he was left off in the beginning. Now, I won't be specific when that time is, but I assume it is somewhere after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I say this because he already knows who Tails is, so this has to at least take place somewhere after Sonic 1. And as for Amy and Knuckles, I feel like it's sorta implied he already knew who Amy is, judging by his reaction here. But Knuckles is a bit more of a mystery since it's more vague. But I'm just going to assume that it probably takes place around after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, for reasons I'll get to a little bit later. Now, when Sonic was brought back into the time that he was in the beginning of Sonic Generations, I assume that people just assume that all the events and games from the series just kinda resume back and just happen, like hunky-dory, nothing out of the ordinary happens, right? I honestly don't really think so, because I think after the events of Generations, after Classic Sonic saw all of these, well, to him, future events happening, I think this kinda caused a split in the timeline. Now, what am I saying? Well, what I'm saying is, after the events of Sonic Generations in Classic Sonic's perspective, when he's brought back into the time period that he was in the beginning of the game, which I also stated was somewhere around after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I think Sonic Mania takes place afterwards. And that's mostly because why I think that Classic Sonic in Generations had to at least take place after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and that's because I feel like Sonic Mania at least took place after the events of Sonic Generations in Classic Sonic's perspective, so in that case he should already know who Knuckles is at this point in time. Unless, let's say, I guess Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or I don't know, Sonic Triple Trouble or something takes place in between, but I'm not gonna get into that really. And if you remembered in Sonic Mania, once you collected all of the Chaos Emeralds and see the secret ending, it essentially ended up being sort of a tie-in to Sonic Forces. Now, whether this was forced or not is another debate, but what I'm trying to say is Sonic Mania is indeed connected to Forces because of this. And as we know, in Forces, Classic Sonic comes out of the portal, presumably after the events of Sonic Mania, went to get all the Chaos Emeralds, and yeah, you probably know where I'm going with this now. Now, this is the part when Tails said that...
Or that Sonic from another dimension.
And after everything that I explained, you probably could see why now. Now, here's the problem, and that is, well, the game itself, Sonic Forces that is, doesn't really convey this properly, since they just kinda glare over it without ever really explaining it properly. So I feel like I kinda had to make this video to do that, which kinda shows you how poorly written this game was. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like they should like dedicate like a 10-minute scene in just explaining Classic Sonic's existence, but they should at least had a better job pretty much clarifying everything about his existence in this game, instead of just 2 lines just glaring over it and pretty much making Classic Sonic just an afterthought because, well, surprise surprise, he was kind of an afterthought. He was just sort of a marketing gimmick for this game. Like, I don't know exactly how they could make it better, but maybe they should at least sort of explain it, at least after when Tails got saved, a little bit better, or when they went back to HQ, and kind of explain it in a more digestible way, if you get what I mean. I mean, if they want Classic Sonic to feel important in this story, they might as well sort of give some significance and clarity into his existence in this story, instead of just being, well, a gameplay gimmick, which, yes, I get it, it worked in Generations, but you can't just haphazardly just insert him into a game because it worked the first time. Okay, I'm gonna stop complaining about this game for now. So, in conclusion, Classic Sonic in Generations is Sonic in the past, who then traveled into the present, and then after the events of that game, then traveled back to the original time that he was in, which caused a split in the timeline that deviates from the regular timeline, which then brought the events of Sonic Mania, which then he gets teleported into the original timeline in Forces because of the Phantom Ruby. Oh yeah, and also in the beginning of Sonic Mania Adventures, he pretty much comes back into his own dimension, and yes, I'm gonna call it Dimension now. And yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory, don't really have to clarify there, but here's a diagram to sort of include that in. And I think that's about all I need to say about this subject. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's time for some mini updates. Because, oh boy, I honestly have no idea where to start, because there is many ideas I want to do. First of all, I might do more, I guess, meme videos, just a little bit, like just short little meme videos here and there. Though I still plan on doing projects similar to this. In fact, I am still working on a couple Smash Bros related videos, yes, including the music videos I want to do. I just had a bad case of editor's block, I guess. I just been struggling on, you know, what clips to use, and, you know, try to make some of the scenes sync in with the music and all that stuff. And also, I also want to do some sort of Smash related video in the future, but that'll be done when it's done. And there's other miscellaneous stuff I also want to do for the future of this channel, but we'll just have to wait and see if those come into fruition. But with that being said, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been XX Beats. See you next time.